Grand Rising, beautiful souls. My name's Angie. I am a channeler, energy reader, and tarot reader. I am going to go ahead and read from my Angels and Ancestors deck as we have had a major shift in energy with our nodes shifting. We've got the North Node that has shifted into Aries, North and the South Node that has shifted into Libra. This is a great opportunity to get to know a different side of energies, the houses, than you may experience on the daily. Every 18 months, the nodes shift into new signs. And this time around, we've got North Node in Aries, which is mistaken quite often for aggression and war. Now, I'm pretty positive we're going to see this on a bigger world scale level, that we will see what has been behind the scenes play out a little bit more in public. Um, and it won't look fair because this is the South Node in Libra, and Libra's all about fairness and balance. And if we're going to look at the shadow side of it, it's wanting things to be fair when that's not how it always works out necessarily. To flow through this energy, I recommend highly taking a look at your life and being grateful for what you have, seeing where you can perhaps widen the horizons in your current situation. Not meaning go out and start something completely new, not go out and buy a brand new huge purchase so you can completely change your life, but looking within your current circumstances and growing in those areas, right? Whatever you've got going on in your life at this moment, there's going to be areas within that are going to ask for a different view, or for stepping out of the comfort zone, or growth in that area. So pay attention to what you've got going on. Be grateful for what you have at the current moment. And it will be a lot easier to flow through the next 18 months, especially with Venus going retrograde in Leo, which is it's retrograded in Leo before, but it has not stationed and gone through the house of Leo retrograde before. So this is what we'll be experiencing, and it's going to shake things up a little bit, especially with most of the adult population having some of the bigger planets in between, I would say, Libra, and especially my generation has a lot around Libra and Virgo, but Scorpio to Sagittarius, pretty much the big chunk of that section right through there is going to be being hit. So, in my personal opinion. All right, let's go with the cards. Angels, ancestors, be with us now. Please help guide me through this reading and protect all those that are viewing this reading. Please remember to take what resonates and leave the rest, as there are many who will be viewing this message. So there will be many who there may be a message in here for that might not necessarily relate to your own personal situation. All right, what I have is, the first one is Knight. Be brave and honest. Now, being brave and honest, it is bravery to be honest. There are many people that don't want to hear the truth, and it's hard to hear the truth. It's hard to talk about the truth sometimes with relationships, partners, family, coworkers, anyone around you. It's sometimes hard to speak that truth that needs to be heard desperately. But this is when you stand up for your truth, and it takes courage and bravery to do so. Telling the truth, love. To love everyone is to speak the truth. And it may not always set well with others, but may be necessary. I also have Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. This is a great time to dive deep within yourself and really find what you're passionate about. Remember, we've got the North Node in Aries, so this is passion. What lights your soul up? What lights you up? Okay, this is the road that needs to be gone down, and this is what I'm getting, is that there's many who have forgotten what that spark is in their life. Many people have lost so much Many people have fallen into this depression, this loneliness, and it's easy to do when you're going down the road of self-discovery, because you have to dive and work through your shadows, which can be very difficult at times. And it's not necessarily a short process. It's a continuous thing, right? So, and it comes up little by little. It's a roller coaster. You could be up, 1 month, down the next, and there's no time limit on any of it. It is what it is, and it's okay to go through that, right? Because your fear, 98% of the time, what you are fearful of will not occur, or will not occur in the way you are envisioning it, right? So fear is a wasted energy. So often fear is consuming people's energy without them even understanding or realizing it. And then you stop and think, why am I so exhausted? What have you been driving yourself nuts with? Have you been going over the worst possible case scenarios in your head? Because you will exhaust you, But when we track down those fears and we move through them, our desires are usually on the other side of it. So when you move through fear, you find your desires. And that in itself is a journey of self-discovery. To me, tarot, channeling, doing any of these readings is so much more than surface. It's a journey, and it is the best form of therapy that I believe is out there. Because my dog is rolling around just doing whatever he's doing. Bongo. You being a dork. Bongo. What'd you do? So when we move past those fears, we find desires that that have been forgotten, and will bring that spark, light your eyes back up, light you back up. And it's what's needed right now, because there are so many who, it's been difficult to fight these energies for the last few years, and there's many of us who are getting worn out by this. And it's okay, we've got to keep going. But make sure when you keep going, you're going in a direction that you are passionate about, that you feel deep in your soul. Not the surface stuff. The surface stuff is where we get so caught up in, this prison planet, the programming. It's very easy to slip down that road at the moment, right? And if you're paying attention to the media and everything else, it's just going to take you right there, because there's so much more that's behind what's you're just seeing, and on a Facebook post, or on a, the nightly news, the morning news. There's so much more that's behind it. It's all a facade. It's all just a show. Like I see here on Facebook and the news and stuff. One of the Minister of Spain, I believe, took her private jet to the climate change meeting, then rode in her SUVs with all her bodyguards and escorts, about what they say, a block or two down from the convention, then got on her bicycle and rode the rest of the way. And the news captured, and Facebook captured her on that bicycle. But nobody talked about how she got to that bicycle, and that bicycle was only a couple blocks from where she needed to be. So it's all a show, and I recommend, not getting caught up in the fears that are being pushed. There's always more to it, right? There's always more to it. So it's the same goes on a personal level. Your fears are a facade that your subconscious has put on, for you. And it's something that you have to move through in order to find those desires, right? Let's pull one more card. Very out of time. With this one. Seer. See beyond the current situation. Right? Like I'm saying, a lot of the stuff that is being pushed out in social media and media is there's much more behind it, and there's much more if we see past that. We see what's around that situation, what can help us. There's more opportunities, more doors. If you open your eyes and you see the current moment, although this is saying beyond the current moment. The current moment is what's going to lead to the next. The current moment, to me, I believe there's so much that is in your current moment that can offer you so much. But if you personally are stuck in that moment right now, you got to see beyond that. See what comes after that. And if you're having trouble seeing what comes after that, then take a step back. See it with an observer mind. You know, it's time to take a break. If you're getting that caught up that you're unable to see past the current moment, then you've got to step away from the situation. You know, it's like writer's block. When you just can't write, you just can't come up with the next thing, right? The next line, the next chapter, the next page. It's time to take a break. Go out to the garden, go out, mow the yard, go out, take a walk, go out, take a drive. Do what you do to step away. And that is how you will see past what is blocking you at the current moment. A lot of this shows that it's all about the courage to step beyond what is blocking you at this current moment. And for many of you, that may require stepping away from the situation entirely, just for a day. Just get away from the situation, you know. And each person is different, so each person will, you know, may be a week's vacation. It may be just a drive for the day. It may just be a walk around the block. But whatever it is, stepping away from that situation temporarily, just so you can take your view a little bit out, just a little bit further, and then we start getting the whole picture. I love y'all, and you know, I respect, because this isn't, you know, self-discovery it's not for everyone. It unfortunately, which sounds so wrong and backwards, but there are many who just don't want to accept the challenge. But little by little, I do believe that, you know, that's changing. And if you look into the world right now, look at social media, just look at the chaos that's happening. To me, this is a lot of people that are hitting that shadow wall within themselves, right? This is hitting this shadow wall and deflecting away from what's really in that shadow of their own personal life, right? And when you can only avoid that for so long, you can only step back and away from that for so long until it's reality and you have to face it. So I do see that many out on the world stage will soon be faced, no matter how much they want to run from it, with their own shadows. And at that point in time, you know, that's where we've had this time to start working through these shadows. And if you're new to it, you know, I respect that, because it's not an easy thing to do, to judge yourself. Not necessarily judge yourself, but face yourself. Face yourself, your true self, you know. And I respect that. That's what's going to change the world, little by little, you know, self-reflection and becoming a better person, becoming more understanding and tolerant and compassionate and loving. That's what's on the other side of fear. So when we move past that fear, we can see a much greater picture. We can see the horizon, right? So much love. I love all y'all. And forgive me for my absence. You know, come in when spirit calls. We've all got life going on at this point in time, and, you know, just rearranging a few things. So, but, you know, I definitely am here for what's, you know, these important shifts in energy. I mean, if you just go with the flow, I think this is a good one for many of us. You know, it's bringing back the energy. It's bringing back the spark. It's bringing back the passion. passion. Passion is what will drive us. And passion is what brings the light. So, stay passionate, stay compassionate, and love. Tell the truth. Peace. Much love.